sheku jam shqiptar, e kur malet mi bloj bora, për atë këngës jam ora, e kur malet mi bloj bora, për atë këngës jam ora. Qamadani via via, është Kosova, është Shqipnia, resi zemër qiteria, o sa e madhe është Shqipnia. Është një qiell që na bashkon, e një diell që na burnon, është një gjuhë që flasim tane, e një tokë që flasim nane.
Përshëndetje të dashur bashkëdhetar, kudo që ndodheni, faleminderit që na ndiqni nëpërmjet valve të televizionit shqiptar American Albanian New York TV. Drejtuesi të cilit është producenti shqiptar i nderuar Skënder Pali. Sot ndodhemi në një nga sallat e kolegjit Monroe në New York për të festuar festën e pavarësisë së Shqipërisë. Kanë ardhur shumë personalitete si amerikane ashtu edhe shqiptare. Hymni do të ekzekutohet hymni shqiptar dhe amerikan nga çifti Halili, Merita Halili dhe bashkëshorti i saj. Nderon me pjesëmarrjen e tij zoti Stephen Kaufman. Hymni siç thash këndohet nga Merita Halili dhe maestro Raif Hyseni. Përshëndet dhe mbajnë fjalën e rastit zoti Ersat Rizaj, presidenti dhe i fundacionit Albania American Society Foundation dhe presidenti i Bronxit Ruben Diaz Jr. Në këto festime do të vlerësohen me çmime Azem Bejtja, Prekcali, Rizymer Muriqi, Agim Ramadani, Belkim Berisha dhe gazetari i njohur Beqir Sina. Pritet të vinë së shpejti, ja këtu dhe sapo ka mbritur ansambli men zoti Mark Gjonaj.
Është kënaqësi që bashkona mi majt jo vetëm traditët, po celebrimin e pavarësisë komunitetit tonë. Ishte një remi madh që edhe institutat e Amerikës për na njohin në New Yorkut, edhe për acknowledging këtë ditën tonë që e kemi.
Shumë faleminderit dhe mirë se keni ardhur.
Mirë si u gjetëm, me kënaqësi.
It's happened really fast. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you. This is great. I'm here because this is our first celebration of the Albanian, what we're going to call in the Bronx Heritage Month. In the month of November, we know that we celebrate the anniversary, and this year is the 102nd anniversary of Albania. And we want to thank the Albanian American Society Foundation and Sons and Daughters of Albania for helping us put this together. We're honoring some war heroes here. And also just taking the time to recognize and pause of all the great contributions that the Albanians who live in the Bronx have done in order for us to be a much better borough. As the borough president, I'm so proud of the fact that I represent the largest Albanian population outside of Europe. And they're making us all the better. We've been creating jobs, we've been creating housing. The Bronx is safer than it's ever been. And that's because we're so diverse, and part of that.
You know that he's a nephew for Hero Saboletini.
Yes.
Proclamation.
Yes. He's one of our honorees. Tell him that I'm the one who's saying thank you to him and for all of the things that he and his generations have done in preparing Albanians, not only to do better over there in Albania, but also here in the United States and here in the Bronx.
Unë të falenderoj shumë ty sot për çfarë ke bërë ti sot për Shqipërinë, thot familja jote, gjenerata jote dhe të gjithë shqiptarët këtu në komunitet në Bronx sot. Po unë punoj thot për të gjithë komunitetet e tjera, jo vetëm për shqiptarët, por për gjithë komunitetet njësoj.
Faleminderit profesor Diaz për shërbjet gëzuar Shqipërinë e Shqipërisë rreth popullit amerikan.
Long live American people.
Oh, well, long live Albanians as well. Thank you, and long live the Bronx.
Pranë me ndodhet profesor Haxhi Berisha, i cili është pedagog në Universitetin Monroe College këtu në New York, dhe njëkohësisht është edhe zëvendës president i organizatës dhe fondacionit shqiptaro-amerikan. Përshëndetje zoti Berisha.
Përshëndetje.
A mund na thoni diçka për festën sot?
Po, urime gjithëve, shqiptarë kudo që janë në botë. Kjo është ditë shumë e madhe për ne. Kjo është një gjë që baballarët tanë e kanë bërë, kështu që pavarësia e Shqipërisë është një gjë shumë e madhe për gjithë shqiptarët. E urime inshallah të bashkohemi çdo herë.
Faleminderit. Na nderojnë me pjesëmarrjen e tyre këngëtarët e njohur dhe veprimtarët e njohur të Komunitetit Shqiptar në Amerikë, e nderuar Amerita Halili dhe maestro Raif Hyseni. Përshëndetje dhe mirë se keni ardhur.
Përshëndetje, mirë se u gjetëm.
Diçka për festën sot?
Jam e lumtur sepse kur vjen kjo festë, unë jam pranë komunitetit tim, pranë shqiptarëve dhe e festojmë së bashku.
Faleminderit.
Po, është kënaqësi, unë në radhë parë duhet që gjithë shqiptarëve të uroj festën e pavarësisë dhe njëjtë kohë të përmend që nuk është hera e parë që marrim pjesë këtu, duke falenderuar Zotit Esat Rizaj që gjithmonë ka dhënë një kontribut shumë të çmueshëm, jo vetëm sot, po prej se njohëm neve që 17 vite, 18 vite, ku për herë të parë ai arriti që neve të na jap mundësinë që ta ngrejmë flamurin shqiptar në bashkinë e Manhattanit në vitin 1997. Në me thënë, suksesi i çdo shqiptarit është sukses edhe joni. Megjithatë, unë dua ta përshëndes edhe t'ju uroj suksese shumë të mëdha presidentit të kësaj shoqate, Zotit Esat Rizaj, që neve duhet ta përkrajmë në çfarëdo lloj mënyre asa kemi mundësi.
Faleminderit dhe juve për pjesëmarrjen dhe për kontributin e çmuar që jepni për komunitetin shqiptar kudo në Amerikë. Faleminderit. Për modesti këtu pranë kam edhe Timaten Verdajqi, i cili është trashëgimtar i familjes së Boletinëve të herojit popullit Isa Boletini. Diçka babi për festën sot?
Ju uroj gjithë shqiptarëve ku janë në botë shlirimin e Shqipërisë, të uroj populli shqiptar, të uroj populli i Shqipërisë e Kosovës e shqiptar ku të janë, e të uroj populli amerikan. Faleminderit shumë për jush.
Peter Fontanes. I'm chairman of the Fontanes Group, which owns WOIP TV. It's an internet broadcasting company here in the United States.
You came here for Albanian Independence Day?
Yes, part of my duty as the chairman of the group is to try to bring other groups together. You know, not too many Puerto Ricans know about Albanians, and not too many Albanians know about Dominicans, and Dominicans don't know about Chinese. And that's the way we get to live better, when we get to know each other. So our task is to bring these communities together. And obviously, Borough President Ruben Diaz has been doing a magnificent job of bringing all these groups together. I know because I go to a lot of his activities. He's a very proud Puerto Rican like I am. But we also love and appreciate the beauty of the diversity that's New York City.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all very much for coming here. I would like to introduce, to play the national anthems, two wonderful people. They always come to our functions and always perform. Two superstars. That's how I view them. Our friends and your friend, Merrick. Forgive me for my pronunciation. Marita Halili and Raif Hussein. would like to introduce the dais. From my left is Academy CELABRATION, Americana, Independent. Did I do that okay? Professor Dr. Skandra Kodra. Dr. Skandra. The capital of Albania in the Bronx, and a real good friend of all Albanians, our own Professor Paul Palumbo. You want to make pastry and good espresso, go to his coffee shop at 182nd Street in Albuquerque. The person responsible for setting up this beautiful venue for today, Haji. I'll introduce him in a little while. Joe McManus, our Democratic State Committee. Stand, Joe. The person who helped put together this event is responsible for me to get to know the Albanian community. His heart and soul is not 50%, not 90%, but 100% for Albanians everywhere. He's a champion of Albanian freedom, and he really has nudged everybody to go along. If it weren't for him, we would not have access to all the elected officials that are responsive to our community. My personal friend, and I consider him a hero of the Albanian community, Asad Bazar. Thank you very much, Assad. I'd like to introduce a few people who are with us. A very young lady who I've known all my life and who has made an indelible mark in the Bronx community, who happen to found a great senior citizen organization called RING, Beatrice Stiglio Patullo. We have a special guest with us who has a great-great-grandmother who's had Albanian blood. Our great district attorney of Bronx County, Rob Johnson.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Steve. Can't you tell? I'm starting to feel like it, though, because the Bronx is such a beautiful and wonderful place that we've known each other so long and we're all starting to blend together. And that's the way the world is supposed to be. So I wanted to be here with the Albanian American Association and our esteemed borough president, Ruben Diaz Jr. To say thank you to Assad, to say thank you to everyone, because this represents who we are. We have one of our great institutions, Baroque College, hosting us all here together. Another great institution. I know he's a person, but he's a great institution. Also, our borough president. And we have a community of people who have blossomed so much in my lifetime here in the Bronx. You know, Albanians are known, you're known for your service at home, your service to other people in your region. You're known for your service here upon arriving to America. And that's really who we are in the Bronx. We reach out to each other, we help each other, we serve each other. And the assemblyman who was just mentioned, tonight, is, I know he's a champion to the Albanian people. I know that. But you have to understand, you're sharing him with all of us. He's a champion to the people of the state of New York, because he's representing a district here in the Bronx. But by doing so, he's advocating for people around the entire state. And I'm so proud of him, because he's one I knew as a child. Dates me a little bit, but I'm so proud of Marshall and I. I'm so proud of the work that we do together. Your community, the Albanian people here in the Bronx, help me do my job. Because that's all we need, is more and more people coming to our county who know the difference from right and wrong, who know the value of our work. And that's who you are, and I'm so grateful. For all of you, congratulations to the Albanians. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rob. The next person made this event possible. He's a wonderful borough president. If you look throughout our borough, it's amazing, absolutely amazing, the development that's going on all over the borough. You know, I don't think Bronxites have so much money, but everywhere you go, malls are opening up. Let's bring out Co-op City, the largest, I hope I'm not getting the words, the largest indoor mall in New York City. There's a Target mall, it's all in my area. The magnificent Donald Trump golf course. You have the Riverdale BJ's, and since this man has become the borough president, the Bronx is truly springing back. The property values are skyrocketing. I can tell you that for a fact, because I represent somebody on a 42-story building, and the value of the building went up $1 million in 2 years. And that's what creates prosperity. He's also a wonderful human being, and I'll use the Albanian word, he's a mensch. Our borough president, Ruben Diaz.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Before I get to my remarks, I just want to thank Steve Kaufman for being not only the master of the ceremony this afternoon at this auspicious occasion, but also, I don't know if many of you know, before I was a borough president, I was in the New York State Assembly. I was up there when I first got elected. I was the youngest assembly member in the state of New York at the time. And it was there that, as a colleague, Steve became a friend. Steve became an advisor, has remained a friend, an advisor throughout my borough presidency. He is someone who tells it like it is, who has really stepped up to the plate. And whenever I'm doing something well, he lets me know. Whenever I'm not doing too well, he lets me know that as well. He's also helped with the economic revitalization of this borough by taking on the position of chair of the Bronx Local Economic Development Corporation, which is the economic arm of the borough president. With all the things that, all the history that I have with Steve Kaufman, there's still one thing that he did for me better than anything else. And that was that it was Steve Kaufman who introduced me to Hassan and the Albanian community. And for that, I want to say thank you, my friend. Let's give you So welcome, bienvenidos, bienvenidos to all of you here today. We are celebrating our first annual Albanian Heritage Celebration here in the Bronx. We are doing so, and as the borough president, I know that Assad was questioning. I've got some good authority here from Assad. Today I proclaim all Bronxites Albanians. We are here in this wonderful facility at Monroe College, and I want to thank Assad, I want to thank the Albanian American Society Foundation for helping put this together. I want to thank the sons and daughters of Albania for helping coordinate this. Let's give them a strong round of applause as well. We in the Bronx are celebrating 100 years of being a county. And this year, during this month, the Albanian community celebrates 102 years of its independence. In homage, I wore my black suit, my white tie, my white shirt, white tie. Pay my respect, to pay homage. And today we have a number of honorees here today. Most of them will be honoring posthumously. And I'm no longer with us here today, but they fought the good fight, they laid down the foundation, and Assad going to come up with me in a little bit so that we can dedicate and celebrate their memory, their honor. We also have one gentleman here today that we're going to honor who's here present with us. But I want to say this. I want to say that when you look at the Albanian community, when you look at the Bronx, when you look at the 102 years of our 100 years, this is a parallel maturation of two strong communities, of resilient communities. Communities, whether you're here in the Bronx or you come from Europe, communities that share a lot in common. Faith, hard work, family. You know, I was able to take my good friend Mark Jonah and a delegation, his wife included, to see my family in Puerto Rico a couple of weeks ago. And Mark will tell you that when you look at Puerto Ricans or you look at Albanians, there's not really much difference. The hospitality, the fact that we all like to come around and break bread and share a good time with family and friends and talk about politics and good stories and business. That's what's important to us. That's what makes us all the same. Yeah, we may come from thousands of miles apart, but for those Albanians who have made their home, for those of you who have made their home here in New York City and in the Bronx, I want to say that the Bronx is all the better because of the Albanian community. D.A. Johnson, a lot of people may not understand this. They may say, well, you know, the Albanian community is new to the Bronx. And whoever thinks that, they're sadly mistaken. You got to understand that the Albanians have laid the foundation here in the Bronx going back to the 1930s. In fact, there is a very famous Albanian that we elected to the Bronx Walk of Fame. And many of you know who he is. It's Regis Philbin. So he grew up in the streets of Van Ness and Morris Park, but today from Belmont to Pelham Parkway, Morris Park, and everywhere in between, the census of 2010 shows us that in the Bronx, we have the largest Albanian population outside of Europe, and as the borough president, I'm happy and proud. So before I get to honoring, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for your contribution. Thank you for every day making this borough just a little bit better. Thank you because you made your brothers and sisters and your grandparents and your ancestors proud for the work and the reputation that you have made for yourself and for them right here in the Bronx and in the city of New York and the United States. If the Bronx is booming, economically speaking, and we are, the Bronx is safer than we've ever been since 1963, and we are. If the Bronx is now on the map, and we are, it's because of our diversity. You can't write that book without putting there a chapter of the contributions of the Albanian community and of what we've done here in the Bronx. And so, what I want to do is pause to thank an individual who's with us here today, Bakir Sina. Let's give him a strong round of applause. I want to present for him today, I have Masad with me here, and Steve Kaufman. Chair Sina, I just want to say thank you for all of your work. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for your dedication. As 1.4 million Bronxites, I declare today the 102nd Albanian Independence Day right here in the Bronx, and you exemplify, you embody what it means to be not just a good, hard-working Albanian, but a good and hard-working Bronxite. For that, we want to take the time to appreciate it.
Hvala se të falenderoj Presidentin e Bronxit, të falenderoj edhe the first of all to say thanks so much to our President Robert Diaz. He honored me in this day, the big day of the Albanian people, the Independence Day. Thank you so much. Kjo është një ditë e veçantë për mua se historia ime është vetë Amerika dhe ajo ka pasur familja ime. As do të mendoja edhe një herë se do të arrija sot unë të nderosha këtu nga Bronxi dhe nga presidenti Bronxit për krah prefektura dhe kombëtaja shqiptare, siç janë Azerbejdja, Frank Calabrimi, Symer Murdaj, Margina Ramadani dhe Bekir Berisha. Ky është një delegatë për asoj këre emra dhe këre figura dhe përlaja në Amerikanë. Edhe i herë, dua të falenderoj presidentin e Bronxit dhe shoqatën shqiptare amerikane, shoqëria shqiptare amerikane, zotin Mesat Rizaj. Ju falenderoj.
We also have, again, proclamation for those who are not with us here. We recognize them posthumously.
We have Bar President Ruben Diaz is honoring us in Beta, and Imam is here to accept.
ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor, thanks to Ruben Diaz, Bronx World President. It's my honor to thanks to all of you guys, whoever did or whatever about our efforts, about our leaders. American nation, it's the symbol of our days. The United States were always with us. We can start from President Woodrow Wilson, President Bill Clinton, President George Bush, President Barack Obama. And all presidents in all American nations helped us always. We really thanks about whatever you did for my community, for my nation, for my country, for our country. Just I have one more thing to say. I really do appreciate all your efforts, and I really do appreciate this recognition because this is a good symbol for our cooperation and for our co-work, for our being together always in good and bad days. Thank you so much. God bless the United States. God bless our country, Albania. God bless all of you guys. Thank you again.
Now we have Hakim Ramadani. I don't have anybody. We are honoring Hakim Ramadani who shed his life, his blood for the freedom of Kosovo. Hakim, you are not dead. You are being honored from Ruben Diaz, who speaks for 1,400,000 bronze sites. And you are with us. God bless you, memory. God bless Ruben Diaz. God bless America. And finally, we have Hakim Berisha being honored, who shed his blood just like the rest of them. And this reward is going to receive Professor Haji Berisha, who happens to be also Vice President and Professor in this place. He's the guy who did all this work. Okay, thank you. Haji, I'm here. Okay.
Thank you very much, Ruben. Let me ask all of you a question. How many like them with the beard or without the beard? You don't have to answer. Our next speaker is truly a very brilliant man. He's the first Albanian American to be elected to public office. When he was running, the bookmakers said he won't win, and the odds against him winning were 100 to 1. So if you placed your bet, you would have made a lot of money. What is great about Mark is his work ethic. He's not afraid to work. He has the best constituent operation in the entire borough. Another asset is that most people who are elected to office went from civil service to civil service to civil service. He comes from the business world, which is desperately needed because the businesses need help. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Mark Turner.
Medita. First of all, Steve, thank you for that wonderful introduction. It's all contingent upon what we eat and our correlation to the sun. Well, we all live on the same planet, and I would hope that we all come from the same planet, and we eat out of the same water. me each day to make a difference, improving the lives of not only Albanians, but all Bronxites and all New Yorkers alike. Celebrate the 102nd anniversary of Albania in an institution as Monroe College, making our mark on the world in this borough. We have electeds that have supported and attended, have been there for the needs of this community. Unknown faces, unknown names. We did not get here alone. It was through help and hard work and those complete strangers that have made a difference in our lives. As a community, we've grown, we've been very successful. We're more than supers, we're more than landlords, we're more than restaurateurs. We've entered the industries and the fields of education. Professor Hodgman. We have bankers, attorneys, doctors. We have become a part of this great country who has embraced us and allowed us to prosper. We serve in the military. We have men and women dressed in blue. We have firefighters that are on there. We've been very fortunate. Our work is not done. We have a lot more to do. To preserve our traditions and culture, our language, the next generation and the ones thereafter are the investment that's needed. So as we continue to work hard and give back to society, making a difference in the world, we must reinvest in our youth and future generations to preserve these cultures and traditions. And I'm so pleased and proud of all of those young men and women out there who on a daily basis add to this great country by being successful, dedicated, hardworking, shaping the direction of this great country and our great state and our great borough. So when we leave today, and I would hope that we'll continue the celebration throughout the upcoming week at various organizations and events, remember the hurdles and the hardship that those that came before us, whether back home or here, those risk takers and those gamblers who paved the roads for us and made it easier for us to celebrate our independence in this great country. God bless you, God bless America, and God bless our friends throughout the world.
Thank you very much, Mark. Our next speaker is the Deputy Ambassador from Kosovo, Cora Ruskolai.
Distinguished guests, I will speak in both languages so everybody can understand. Here, your Ruben Diaz Jr., here is John Rizai, Kaufman, all other guests who are celebrating today the 102nd Independence Day of the Republic of Albania. It is my greatest honor in the name of the Republic of Kosovo to credit this day for the sacrifice of the Albanian nation, of the Albanian people. Without them, without their contribution, starting from Scandinavia, following this mighty monarch, and other patriots and martyrs who gave everything for this day, which Albanians are ready to. This is Albanian-centric all over the world. Albanians are giving everything and being known and giving the best that they can give. So God bless Albania. God bless every and each of you who give and is giving every day to raise our nation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. It is said that if you obliterate people's memory, then you will obliterate the people. Europe and the world does not give the Albanians the credit due them. In 1478, Skanderbeg withstood the onslaught of the greatest empire in the world. The Albanians in 21 battles beat the Turks. The Turks had to withdraw in defeat at the Siege of Strogan. And there was a great book written. Then it was from Latin translated into Albanian. Then it was translated by a born-again Christian into English, the Siege of Strogan. And I recommend that everybody read it. The Albanians won in 1478, and in the Treaty of Venice they were sold out in 1479. And for 434 years, the Turkish darkness spread over Albania and kept it separate from the Enlightenment and the beauty of Europe. Until November 28, 2012, when Ismail Jamali raised Skanderbeg's flag in glory. And I will tell you an interesting fact, which is in the blood of the Albanians. Ismail Jamali fought for the Jews when he worked for the Turks in Romania. I don't know if you knew that, but this man was helping out the persecuted Jews before World War II. Because Christians and Jews have the Bible, the Muslims have the Quran, and the Albanians have both plus Mesa. They would never hurt or turn over anybody who was a stranger in their home. And the most important thing about Albanians, as Vasho Pasa said, in the Great Albanian Awakenings in the late 1800s, look not to the church, look not to the mosque. The religion of Albanians is Albanianism. Assad has taken a sledgehammer and banged it into my head 5,000 times that Albanians first, and then they are their religion second. And that's what makes Albanians great. Because during World War II, they didn't turn their backs on the Jews, and it's known that there were more Jews at the end of World War II in Albania than there were before World War II. This is the greatness of Albania. And the interlocking relationship between the Albanians and the United States is magnificent. It was almost foreordained by God. When Albania declared its independence in 1912, they were surrounded and attacked by all the Balkan nations. Serbia seized Kosovo, and the Greeks seized Chamaria. In the Treaty of London, they made that indelible mark on Albania. Then, in 1920, the Treaty of Paris, they tried to dissect Albania and take it off the map of history. And Woodrow Wilson prevented that safe in Europe. I want to thank you for being here today. And let me tell you something. You have a lot of non-Albanians who are your friend, who will stand by your side, and will help you prosper. Thank you all very much, and have a great day. I hope I didn't leave something out. Mrs. Halili and Hussein, oh, they left. Okay. Anybody else? All Colombo, they're clamoring for you. We need an Italian accent today. Come on, you know how to talk spontaneously. Professor. Come on, he's shy all of a sudden. I've never seen somebody talk off the cuff better than him.
Good afternoon. I wasn't supposed to speak. And this happened. Laws seem promptly all the time. And all I can say is not something that I prepared, but something that comes from my heart. As an Italian American, I can only feel the affinity that Italy and the Italians in Europe and in the United States have for each other. And I'm very proud of it. And the most significant thing that I admire about the Albanians is their resilient character. They have withstood the agony of discrimination in Europe. They have been attacked from all sides, and yet they have tried. I say to them, to you, an admonition, please. America is the most beautiful place on the face of the earth. America allows people to be American and something else. We Italian Americans lost much of that. We have assimilated to the degree that we are losing our identity. The Albanians in Italy, who have been here since the 1500s, have not. My admonition to you, to your families, to everyone who's Albanian, please maintain your traditions. Because if you lose your traditions and your language, then you run the risk of disappearing. It's happening to the Italians and the Italians in America. Keep your tradition and your language alive. And you will be able to. Thank you very much. And congratulations to all.
Our last speaker, Professor Skender Kodra.
Lei sa, per esempio,